Rise and shine. Welcome back to my channel. Today it's a Fenty face using the Killawatt foil in the shade Trophy Wife. It's so stunning. It's so gold. It's so iconic. I hope you like it. It's a full face using that shade. Let's get into it. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a full face of gold. This is using the Killawatt foil from Fenty Beauty in the shade Trophy Wife, which is probably one of their signature shades, I want to say. Look at that beautiful gold. It is just a true gold highlight Killawatt foil formula, and it's a very popular product. I feel like this is one of their staple products. Like, this is one of those like iconic products from the brand that put them on the map, especially because this shade is so like iconic and like, you know, noticeable, distinguishable, memorable. But yeah, I did a full face of this shade on the eyes, lips and face, but I also wanted to mention in a little intro here that you could use this on the body as well. This would be gorgeous on the shoulder. Imagine this like on the collarbone there, down the front of the chest. You would just be dripping in gold. I'm not going anywhere today, so I will not be covering my whole body in gold highlighter because that would be for no particular reason, but this would be so gorgeous if you're going somewhere and you just wanted to be dripping in gold. Yeah, I'm so excited about the way this came out. It's definitely more wearable than I thought it would be, so I'm really excited. If you want to see how I did this look, then please keep on watching. Also, if you're wondering, I've actually already filled in my brows just because I don't have any brows at the moment now that I've bleached them, and so I feel like it's easier for me to just do them off camera before we start. Otherwise I look a bit naked without eyebrows when I'm doing a look like the one I am doing today. So I just thought I'd go ahead and get started and start off with my brows already done off camera. But as you can imagine, I just used very similar products to how I usually use, and you've seen me do my brows on camera before, so same kind of process. I just have drawn them a little bit thinner than they used to be today. I don't know, maybe when I grow my brows back, maybe I'll stick to a thin brow. I don't know, I'm just really into it. Like, when I don't have my existing brow hairs to kind of guide me, I typically have been reaching for a thinner brow shape. It's just my preference at the moment. Or maybe I'll just go back to my old brow shape. I'm just using this kind of fluffier brush to apply some tinted moisturizer to my face just to even out my skin tone. And I really like this tinted moisturizer. It's the Laura Mercier one. Kind of just has a beautiful glow to it. And I love the way it looks on the skin. It doesn't have a ton of coverage though, so I will be going in with some concealer in a sec just to further brighten under and around the eye area and around the nose area as well. But it does do a nice job at like just evening out the skin tone and kind of like balancing out the face. It just looks a little bit more, I don't know, even toned. I'm going in with some of that Rimmel concealer that I've been using recently. This is the Lasting Matte one, and I'm just going to do a line down this area. Nothing too precise because I'm just going to like blend it into the general area anyway. I just threw my brush. Yeah, nothing too precise. Wait, there's a fluff on my brush. Oh, I hate dropping my face brush on the ground and then it picks up dog hair. It's kind of unhygienic, but whatever. I guess I'll just have to wash this brush now. Low-key a tragedy, but it's okay. Usually with this foundation, usually with this tinted moisturizer, I don't powder my face just because I like to kind of keep that glow that the foundation slash moisturizer gives. But today I will be powdering it just because I do find that if I don't powder my face, even with this like tinted moisturizer, it does kind of, I don't want to say like makes the bronzer patchy, but like it doesn't apply as evenly as it would if I did set it. So I am going to set my face. I really like the way I look with thin brows. Like, I don't know, it's just, it gives me kind of a 2000s vibe. And that was my era. Like, that's when I grew up. I don't know, I really love a thin brow. I know it's like not that popular anymore, but I'm personally into it. I'm going to be using this Nuve powder that I bought in Taiwan that I've been using on camera a lot recently. It's just like a mattifying kind of translucenty blotting slash setting powder. I'm going to set underneath the eye area and around the nose because that's where I applied some concealer just then. And I'm also going to kind of set the cheeks as well because that is where I'm going to be applying a lot of powder products in a sec, and I would like those to apply as evenly as possible in those areas. So just by setting it, I feel like it's going to make those powder products apply a little more evenly, hopefully. Nothing too precise. There isn't any area that I'm like trying to get an extreme amount of set on. Like there's no big reason I'm setting this. I'm just trying to make sure that my powder products that I apply in a sec blend more evenly. Oh, especially I need to set my forehead actually, because I do find that every time I try and bronze my forehead, because I haven't set it already, it picks up really oddly on my forehead, and then I always have to blend heaps with my bronzer on my forehead. So I will actually go in particularly on the forehead just to make sure it's set nicely. Okay, let's go in with some bronzer. Today I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Wild Bronze Glow. Looks like this. It is a giant pan, and I'm going to be using this fluffy-ish kind of brush from Real Techniques, swirling that around and just whacking that in the cheeks there. I really like this bronzer. It's nice and smooth. It's a very nice warm tone, and because today's look is obviously going to be a golden glowy kind of look, I feel like this tone of bronzer will suit the vibe. So yeah, that's why I'm choosing this one. It does have like a little bit, I want to say, of like a sheen to it. Like a, no, I don't want to say sheen because that sounds like it's like glistening or something. It doesn't have a glisten or anything. It just has a little bit of like, it's not a flat matte bronzer. It's just a little bit of, it's not going to pick up on camera. It's got a little something to it. It's a satin finish. There we go. It's not glittery. It's not like shimmery of a bronzer or glowy or anything. It's just like a satin finish instead of a matte, which makes it look really nice and like natural on the skin. And this melts in really nicely, and I really like the warmth. It has very nice summery bronzer, and definitely the one I'll be wearing all through summer this year. Hopefully, I get a lot of use out of it because it's a huge pan and I would like to use it up eventually. I have been using this in most of my tutorials recently as well because, I don't know, I don't want to have this product sitting in my collection for too long, just because it is a larger product, and like I want to use up this product so I can get into some other products. So that's why I've been reaching for it quite a fair bit. But also it's an enjoyable one to use. Like I wouldn't reach for something if I didn't like it, because then I'd just get rid of it. If I really hated a product, I wouldn't keep using it. I'd just like either pan it instantly and like use it for something else. Like I could crush up a bronzer and make it into like a tinted body lotion or something like that, or I'd just get rid of it. Anyway, I feel like that wasn't too patchy or anything. My face is feeling glowy. I will kind of take a little bit down the sides of the nose just to make sure that the nose is bronzed as well, because I love a bronzy nose. Not really contoured nose, just a little bit of bronze. Let's do a little brighten there. I always feel like, can you see that? There's like a darkness on the center of my nose there. It's just freckles, but I don't love it. Anyway, now I'm going to go in with some blush, just a little bit. I'm going to be using the Milani blush because I feel like it's going to be an easy tone. This is like the kind of blush that's in my like comfort zone. This is Luminoso number 05. Probably their most famous blush. And yeah, it has a little bit of a gold reflect to it. So you'll see it kind of gives a like dimension to the skin, but I'm just going to be applying a little bit of Luminoso just so that the skin has a little bit of that peachy pinkiness. I love Luminoso. Like this is the corally peachy blush of my dreams. Just definitely up my alley when it comes to my comfort zone of blushes. It's also supposed to be like a dupe for like Orgasm. Kind of reminds me of like, what's it called? Not Coralista. California from Benefit. That kind of tone family is like my favorite tone family when it comes to blushes. So this is definitely in that genre. I didn't go too heavy-handed, although I really like a heavy hand with blush. Not too heavy-handed, because I do want the star feature of today's look to be, let me cover the mirror, Trophy Wife from Fenty Beauty, one of my favorite shades. I really wanted to take like really cute product pictures, and then I dropped the product and then I smashed the side, and as you can see, the side is all like not cute anymore. The tragedy. I'm really sad. I don't want to damage the like Fenty Beauty logo in the middle of it still, so I'm going to try and use the product from the side of the product that I haven't yet damaged. So I'm going to be dipping it onto this side because something about the Fenty Beauty logo is so stunning. I don't want to like ruin it. This golden shade is like kind of a lot, like it's kind of dark on my skin tone, and so I don't want to like make it too dark to the point that it looks like a shadow on my skin. By the way, the brush that I'm using is this setting brush from Real Techniques. This is actually so stunning on the skin. I was worried that this would be too dark, but this isn't too dark at all. It's just extremely gold. Like it's a very strong golden highlight. Like it's straight gold. I was worried that this would look too dark or odd on me, but actually I think I have enough yellowy undertones in my actual skin color to get away with this. It is a bit of a statement, like it is literally gold, but it doesn't look too dark on me. I think the people that I thought were this, okay, so this is what sometimes happens is like I'm watching people on YouTube or on Instagram and I think I'm the same skin tone as them, and then I turn out to be lighter or darker than them in real life. So I think the people that I saw this on that kind of pulled a little darker on are probably lighter than I thought they were. There are some people that I think I'm the same skin tone as them, and then I try out highlighters, and then a highlighter is like really perfect on them and it's like pulls icy on me, or they're a darker skin tone than me, but I think we're the same skin tone, and say they try out a nude lipstick and then I'm like, oh, that's the perfect nude, and then I try it and it looks way darker on me. That's the other alternative. So yeah, I hate when I try a lipstick and I think it's going to be perfect on me and it turns out it's darker than I expected, because I'm always looking for that like perfect nudie nude shade, and I hate when it's darker than what I wanted, because obviously I want like a, well, I don't know, maybe it's not that obvious. I'm really into like a light nude lipstick. Like I want like it to be like almost concealer lips vibes, and so when it turns out to be darker and it turns out to be like a dark more of a brownie nude on me, I'm always so disappointed. But you know, it's my own fault for like misinterpreting what their skin tone was, because you know, it's kind of hard to like know what someone's skin tone is like in real life when you're just like comparing off online. That's why I do try and kind of say, you know, what shade I'm wearing in particular foundations and stuff, so you can get a gauge of like what foundations work for my skin tone. Might help you figure out what you are in comparison and stuff like that. Okay, I'm trying to like plan how much gold I want to do, because obviously I have a really strong sea of gold highlight going on right now. This is actually a lot more wearable than I thought it was going to be. I'm going to take like a more detailer brush, and I'm going to take this on the Cupid's bow. Guys, this is stunning. I'm going to coat myself in gold today. Let's take a little bit of lip balm and I'll do a gold lip. Where's my lip balm? I'm just using that like Burt's Bees hydrating lip balm that I always use. I'll tell you a story. One time I opened this lip balm for the first time when my family was going on a trip to Brisbane. And so every time I apply that lip balm, it kind of reminds me of that family trip to Brisbane. True story. I don't know why I'd lie, so it is a true story. I'm gonna pat this on the lip. I actually have the whole Trophy Wife collection. So in future, I could do like a look using the Trophy Wife like gloss and like the lipstick and the eyeliner and all that, but I wanted to just work with the actual product today just because I feel like that was fun in of itself. I'm going to cover my eye in this. It's going to be so gold. I'm so excited. This is actually such a stunning shade of gold. I was so worried that it would pull too dark on me. I really thought this was going to be more of a like an editorial vibe look, but really it's just a beautiful gold look. And I'm really stoked with the way it's coming out. It's definitely a buildable product. Like you can really like build the intensity and get like a strong gold like I'm doing on the eye right now. But then you could also like blend it out and like get a softer gold like I've done on the cheek, and it's, you know, really workable product. Something I really like about the Fenty Killawatt formula is that it's very creamy. It's kind of like a soft cream texture, and it blends out really nicely, which is really gorgeous. This brush, by the way, that I'm using for all these detailed areas is called a Tapered blending brush. I'm taking it underneath the brow bone as well. So that eyeshadow is like really intense towards the lash line where it's a little bit more pigmented, and then it shears out to meet up with like literally the highlight and the brow bone on the top there. Literally this whole area is just gold, and I'm obsessed with it. The different intensities of the gold do still give like a little bit of dimension. Like it's a little bit more of a intense gold towards the lash line, and then towards the brow bone it's like a bit more of a shimmer gold, if that makes sense. I don't feel like this is a glitterly, this highlight isn't glittery, if that makes sense. Like it's not a chunky highlight. I'm not really into the Fenty Diamond Bomb kind of diamond face formula. I feel like that's too chunky. I'm into the Killawatt formula because the Killawatt formula is a little bit more of a shimmery formula rather than a glittery one, because I'm not into that like chunkier kind of shimmer look. It's just not my preference. Wow, this is a really stunning shade. Is it going to be too much if I take a little bit on the center of the nose? No, it's gorgeous. Oh, I'm obsessed with this. I'm going to wear this all the time. I've been holding off on using it because I wanted to show you guys in a video. And also I was holding off on using it because I was a little hesitant to damage that beautiful Fenty Beauty logo. And I still am a bit, but you know, it is what it is. I do need to use the product because I've been looking at it for a while. That's what happens is sometimes I buy a product and I really want to use it, but like I'm too excited to use it because I think it's too beautiful. So I just stare at it for a bit, and then eventually I'm like, okay, I've stared at her for a bit now. It's time to get cracking. And then I get into the product and I'm like, oh, it's actually so beautiful. I can't believe I waited for so long. I love this. It's my new fave. That's how I'm feeling about this right now. Gold is it. I'm like glistening. I'm really stoked. By the way, can you tell I was like prepping for this video because I wore my two favorite gold necklaces, the locket that I got for my birthday last year and then my little rust necklace. Anyway, what I'm going to do now is just look at myself and be like, I'm so golden. I'm going to go off camera and I'm going to put on a little bit of eyeliner and do a little bit of mascara. Actually, one more thing I will do while I'm here on camera with you guys is I might put a little bit of like bronzer through my crease, just a little bit, just so that there is a little bit more dimension in the eye, because even though I have like created a little bit of dimension using the like different levels of gold, I would like a little bit more like shape in the crease there. So I'm just taking the bronze that I used earlier on the face and I'm just using this duo fiber eye brush from Real Techniques and just sweeping that through the crease of the eye just to give a little bit of definition. It's a very warm bronze, so it's giving a warm definition, which is what I'm after. And kind of sweeping that through the crease in an upwards motion just to give the eye further lift, because I'm into a more lifted eye shape. Now I have noticed that adding this matte shade has taken down the shimmer of the eye, which gives me more excuse to go over the top of it with more gold. Gold, gold, gold everywhere. Gold for everything. I'm obsessed. I'm really packing this stuff on. Okay, I'm gonna go off camera and do my like lashes and liner and I'll come back in a sec. I'm back and I think this is pretty much my like completed look. I will apply a little bit of this L'Oreal Infallible Magic Setting Spray just so that I can set the face in place. Sorry if you can hear someone whippersnippering outside. The world is moving around me and I'm just the main character in it. But yeah, this is the completed look. I hope you enjoyed this really easy little get ready with me. I'm so stoked with the way this shade came out on my face. It's a lot more wearable than I was thinking it was gonna be, and so I'm really excited about it because I'm gonna just be gold and glistening all the time now. It's straight up gold, but it's so pretty. This is Fenty's Trophy Wife and I love it. If you liked this video, please give this video a big thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below if there's any other full face of particular shades that you'd like to see from me. If you like this product as well, let me know your thoughts. If you think it pulls really like gold on your skin tone, or if you think it's a little more neutral, because I feel like this is like still gold but like not too gold for my skin tone. Like it's definitely wearable. I feel like this would pull really beautifully on like a deeper skin tone. It might like turn up even brighter and be like a streak of like yellow gold, but then I see on like people with lighter skin tones than me, it can be a little bit more of like a blush gold, if that makes sense. Like it's less of a highlighter shade, more of like a fun golden editorial look or a blush tone. But let me know your thoughts on how it comes up on you. And yeah, that's all I have to say. You can subscribe if you'd like to see more from me. If you don't want to see more from me, that's okay. You can follow me on my socials if you'd like to see even more from me. I'll catch you next time. Toodaloo! So yeah, the Killawatt foil formula from Fenty is super versatile and I love it. One of my favorite face formulas. Also, let me know your thoughts on my brow shape down below. I don't know, it's kind of new for me to try this brow shape and I'm interested in your thoughts. Anyway, catch you later. Toodles!